With each breaking news report, the tension between the U.S. and China escalates toward conflict.
The U.S. military has released video of yet another Chinese fighter jet harassing and flying dangerously close to a U.S. military plane.
Hypersonic missiles streak across the sky with unstoppable speed. Laser weapons unleash scorching beams, and colossal aircraft carriers emerge as floating fortresses. Amidst these advancements, the daring American F-22 Raptors boldly patrol near China's borders, poised for action. Is China going to watch this unfold without a response? Join us as we reveal how the F-22 Raptor shocked China as the whole U.S. Army is ready to attack. The reign of the F-15 Eagle. Okinawa is an island within Japan's exclusive economic zone, and since the end of World War II, it has hosted American fighter jets at Kadena Air Base. The F-15, one of America's most successful fighters, has been stationed at Kadena since 1979. This aircraft emerged as America's answer to new aerial threats, taking flight for the first time in 1972 after receiving the green light from the Air Force in 1969. Officially entering service in 1976, the F-15 quickly became a legendary performer, boasting over 100 combat victories without a single loss, largely credited to the prowess of the Israeli Air Force. The F-15's sleek design and impressive specifications have made it a standout aircraft. With a wingspan of about 43 feet and a maximum takeoff weight of 68,000 pounds, it embodies both power and elegance. Initially, the F-15 was introduced in two variants, the single-seat F-15A and the two-seat F-15B. Both versions were powered by reliable Pratt & Whitney F-100 engines, which provided exceptional speed and maneuverability. The plan to equip the F-15 with a special 25mm cannon didn't materialize, so the designers opted for the dependable M61 Vulcan gun instead. The F-15 could carry 4 Sparrow missiles and featured a robust airframe capable of withstanding significant damage. Its radar system was advanced for its time, capable of detecting targets in cluttered environments. Additionally, it included innovative computer technology to assist pilots and a clear canopy for improved visibility. These features made the aircraft highly sought after by countries such as Israel and Japan. In aerial combat, particularly in dogfighting scenarios, the F-15's capabilities are remarkable. The F-15E variant, for instance, is equipped with a 20mm gun system ideal for intense engagements. This gun system benefits from a lightweight linear ammunition feed, enhancing reliability and maximizing the aircraft's ammunition capacity. With a firing rate of 4,000 to 6,000 rounds per minute and an ammunition capacity of 500 rounds, the F-15E offers formidable firepower, as numerous evaluations have confirmed. However, the F-15 has faced challenges over the years. A notable incident occurred on November 2, 2007, when an F-15C from the Missouri Air National Guard disintegrated in midair and crashed. This led to rigorous inspections and repairs, and some of the older F-15 fleet was allowed to return to limited flight status in early 2008. Despite these measures, the incident raised serious questions about the long-term viability of the F-15, casting doubt on its future role in military operations. In response to these concerns and the evolving demands of aerial warfare, the F-22 Raptor was developed as a replacement. Part of the United States Air Force's Advanced Tactical Fighter (ATF) program, the F-22 represents a significant leap forward in technology and capability. The new regime of the F-22. In 2023, the U.S. Air Force began withdrawing the fourth-generation F-15 fighters from Kadena Island. In April 2024, their most significant replacements started to arrive: the fifth-generation F-22 Raptor, the most advanced American air superiority fighter ever built. Kadena is located just 400 miles from mainland China, which makes the presence of American fighters on the island particularly concerning for the Chinese government. Should a conflict arise, supersonic fighters like the F-22 could reach China from Kadena in a matter of minutes, leaving China with little time to respond. This rapid deployment capability is a key part of the United States strategy, ensuring a swift and decisive presence in the region. However, the production of the F-22 Raptor began in earnest in 2001, with full-scale production approval coming in 2005. Designed to meet the demands of the ATF program, the F-22 boasts an exceptionally low radar cross-section, RCS. The Raptor's frontal RCS is claimed to be around 0.0001 square meters, even smaller than that of an insect. This impressive stealth capability is achieved through the careful shaping of the fuselage and the use of radar-absorbing materials, RAM. These materials absorb the energy of radar signals, significantly reducing the strength of the reflected signal. The F-22 is coated with a polymer-based radar-absorbent material across its external surfaces. Stealth is just one aspect of the F-22's design. Its agility is unmatched, thanks to thrust vector control. The fighter is equipped with two-dimensional thrust vectoring nozzles that pivot 20 degrees up or down, enhancing maneuverability at all flight phases, even with afterburners engaged. This thrust vectoring is integrated into the aircraft's flight control system and is managed by a full-authority digital electronic control (FADEC) system without pilot intervention. While traditional control surfaces become less effective at low and high speeds, thrust vectoring compensates, providing additional control in demanding maneuvers and post-stall regimes. The F-22 Raptor is also armed with advanced weapon systems, capable of carrying a diverse array of ordnance for both air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. For air-to-air combat, it can carry 6 AIM-120 radar-guided missiles in its main internal weapon bay and 2 M9 Sidewinder missiles in its side bays. For air-to-ground missions, the main bay can hold 2 1,000-pound GBU-32 JDAM bombs along with 2 M120 missiles, while the Sidewinder missiles remain unchanged. The Raptor can deploy these weapons from various positions and altitudes, enhancing its flexibility and effectiveness in combat. The F-22's high thrust-to-weight ratio gives it superior maneuverability and acceleration. With a lower wing loading compared to other contemporary fighters, the Raptor offers excellent maneuverability at low speeds and tight turning capabilities. Its survivability is further enhanced by its super cruise capability, allowing it to fly at speeds greater than Mach 1.5 without using afterburners. This reduces its infrared signature and enhances its stealth, making it perfect for surprise attacks. Designed for dispersed operations, the F-22 can operate from austere or battle-damaged runways. However, maintaining the stealth coating and weapon systems is crucial, as even minor damage can compromise its low observability. To support operations in remote locations, the U.S. Air Force developed the STAR-T, Small Tactical Air Refueling System, a refueling platform that pumps fuel at 300 gallons per minute and is easier to operate than traditional systems. This enhances the agile combat employment efforts of the U.S. military, improving readiness for unforeseen threats. The transition from the F-15 to the F-22 is part of the Pentagon's broader strategy of rotating American forces to potential trouble spots. This not only allows entire units to gain valuable field experience, but also serves as a constant reminder of U.S. military readiness. Essentially, the U.S. is preparing for the possibility of conflict in the Okinawa region, and China is doing the same. Why Okinawa is a potential battlefront. Okinawa is the largest and most populated of the Ryukyu Islands, which form a chain between Japan's southernmost island and Taiwan. The island has been inhabited since prehistoric times by the Ryukyu people, who are thought to be a blend of early migrants from both the north and south, closely related to the Neolithic inhabitants of the Japanese archipelago during the Jomon period. Despite harsh conditions, including dense jungles with venomous snakes, poor soil for farming, and frequent typhoons, the people of Okinawa adapted by relying on a variety of seafood, wild boar, and deer for sustenance. The island's development was slow due to its remote and challenging environment. The earliest recorded contact with outsiders came in the 7th century from Chinese and Japanese explorers. The Chinese referred to the islands as Ryukyu, which transliterated to Ryukyu, while the Japanese called them Nantu, meaning southern islands. Early Chinese explorers faced difficulties communicating with the Ryukyuans, who resisted their demands, leading to conflicts and the capture of many islanders. In contrast, early Japanese relations were more amicable, facilitated by linguistic similarities between the Ryukyuan language and archaic Japanese. Over the centuries, Japan gradually extended its control over the northern Ryukyu Islands. This effort, though initially costly and with little return, was driven by the need to protect Japan's southern border from potential Chinese invasions and to eliminate pirate bases. To further secure the region, Japan exiled nobles, officials, criminals, and other undesirables to the Ryukyu Islands, increasing Japanese cultural influence there. As Chinese and Japanese sailing technologies improved, the Ryukyu Islands' strategic value and the maritime trade through the island chain grew. During the latter half of the first millennium AD, a chieftain's family on Okinawa was established as a royal house, purportedly descended from the sun goddess of Okinawa. This family ruled for a significant period, though the claim of a 17,000-year reign is considered legendary. The prosperity brought by increased trade led to internal strife among local lords. During the Gusu-ku period, the construction of formidable castles across the island began. Following a peaceful transition to a new dynasty in the latter half of the 13th century, Okinawa extended its control over many central Ryukyu islands. During this time, Mongol envoys were driven off the island twice, the second time violently, after demanding submission and participation in the invasion of Japan. The Mongols failed to conquer Japan, sparing the Ryukyuans from retaliation. However, from the 17th century onward, the prosperity of the Ryukyu kingdom declined. The rise of European merchants, Spanish, Portuguese, Dutch, and English, dominated Southeast Asian trade routes, and both China and Japan increasingly isolated their economies from outsiders. Japan's imperial ambitions grew, and in 1872, it brought the Ryukyu kingdom under direct rule. By 1879, the kingdom was formally abolished, and efforts were made to assimilate Ryukyuan culture, language, and religion into mainstream Japanese society. During World War II, Okinawa became a critical battleground. The United States planned to use the island as a staging ground for the invasion of the Japanese home islands. The Battle of Okinawa lasted nearly 3 months, resulting in the deaths of over 100,000 soldiers and approximately half of Okinawa's 300,000 civilians. After the war, the United States governed the Ryukyu Islands directly until 1972, long after the occupation of mainland Japan ended. The treaty that reverted control of the islands back to Japan allowed the U.S. to maintain 32 military bases on Okinawa for Japan's defense. The development of the Chengdu J-20. China's response to the deployment of F-22 Raptors near its borders has been the development and deployment of the Chengdu J-20 Mighty Dragon. The J-20, which entered service in 2017, is a formidable fifth-generation fighter, representing the pinnacle of Chinese air superiority capabilities. It is designed to challenge the F-22 directly, boasting advanced stealth features, powerful engines, and sophisticated avionics. The story of the J-20 began with the JXX program in the early 1990s. This program, initiated by the Chinese government, aimed to develop a next-generation fighter jet. At that time, it was an incredibly ambitious undertaking. China lacked the expertise, engines, and experience with stealth technology necessary to create such an advanced aircraft. The nation's primary experience was in copying Soviet aircraft during the Cold War. However, they did possess one crucial asset: funding. the collapse of their longtime ally, the Soviet Union, proved to be a turning point. China's first step toward building a new fighter jet involved acquiring top-tier Soviet technology from the newly formed cash-strapped Russian and Ukrainian governments during the 1990s and early 2000s. The second key step was a significant data leak of F-35 documentation orchestrated by Chinese hackers in 2009. By gathering as much information as possible, China aimed to blend experiences from both Eastern and Western designs to create their new jet. In 2008, the Chengdu Aircraft Corporation's design was chosen over Shenyang's, and by 2011, Chengdu unveiled the first prototype of their fifth-generation fighter. Initially, the world greeted the J-20 with skepticism. Early images of the aircraft performing ground tests led many experts to dismiss it as another example of Chinese copycat technology. At that stage, they weren't entirely wrong, as the J-20 was largely a technology demonstrator. The design incorporated elements seen before, borrowing from the F-22, the MiG 1.44, and adding a delta wing plus canard configuration seen on fighters like the Rafale and the Eurofighter Typhoon. However, the J-20 is more than just a mere copycat. Measuring 21.4 meters in length, it is the largest fifth-generation aircraft to date, slightly larger than the already large flankers. The canards complement the delta wing configuration, counteracting the instability caused by the lack of horizontal stabilizers at the rear. The vertical stabilizers are similar to those on the F-35, but are fully movable, like those on the Su-57 and YF-23, showcasing another blend of design ideas. The nose of the J-20 closely resembles that of the F-22 and F-35, as evidenced by a side-by-side comparison with the F-35. A notable design feature is the DSI, diverterless supersonic inlet, intakes. The missile bays are segmented into 3 compartments, similar to the F-22's design, with the main bay for medium to long-range missiles like the PL-12 and PL-15 and side bays for IR-guided short-range weaponry. An interesting aspect, unique to the J-20, is how the side missile doors close, allowing the missile to be deployed on the outside during combat. This reduces drag and conserves the missile's energy during the initial lock-on phase. Also, the J-20 can carry 6 missiles internally, more than the F-35, but fewer than the F-22, which can carry up to 8. There is also the option for additional pylons on the wings for extra fuel tanks or weaponry, though attaching weapons to the wings compromises the aircraft's stealth profile. US versus China, fight for aerial dominance. The presence of the F-22 and the J-22 advanced fighters in such close proximity raises the stakes in the Okinawa region. Both the F-22 Raptor and the J-20 Mighty Dragon are among the few fifth-generation fighters in the world, highlighting the intense rivalry between the United States and China. The F-22 was the world's first fifth-generation fighter, setting new standards for stealth, speed, and maneuverability. The J-20, although newer, aims to match or surpass these capabilities. This face-off between the F-22 and the J-20 is not just about military hardware. It symbolizes the broader strategic competition between the US and China. Both nations are vying for air superiority and seeking to demonstrate their technological and tactical prowess. The deployment of these advanced fighters is a clear signal of each country's readiness to defend its interests and project power in the region. As these two advanced fighters operate in the same theater, the world watches closely. The potential for conflict is real, and the capabilities of these aircraft will play a crucial role in any engagement. The F-22 Raptor and the J-20 Mighty Dragon are at the forefront of this high-stakes competition, embodying the technological and strategic rivalry between two of the world's most powerful nations. The importance of stealth in these aircraft. Stealth is one of the most important features of modern fighter jets, as it makes them difficult for enemy air defense systems to detect. During World War II, radar technology quickly evolved, becoming a significant threat to aircraft. Radar works by generating pulses of energy that cover a portion of the sky, looking for objects that reflect these pulses back to the source. Typically, the same antenna is used for both transmitting and receiving. Even though the returning signal is often weak, it can be amplified, allowing radar to detect objects from much farther away than other sensors. Both Soviet and US engineers were in a race to find ways to defeat radar. The breakthrough came from studying how radar waves bend around objects, which eventually led to a pivotal moment at a secret lab known as Skunk Works, part of Lockheed Martin's advanced development projects. The idea was simple yet revolutionary. If radar detects objects by bouncing signals back, why not design an aircraft so that it doesn't reflect any signals straight back to the radar source? This concept of low radar observability became the cornerstone of stealth technology. The first truly stealthy plane, the F-117 Nighthawk, was designed with flat surfaces at irregular angles, which deflect radar waves away from the radar source, effectively rendering it invisible to enemy radar. Its radar cross-section, although classified, is believed to be similar to that of a small bird. The Nighthawk's design was unlike any other aircraft, and its exterior was covered with radar-absorbent material. This material is layered to cover seams and create a seamless surface, further minimizing radar return. Advancements in supercomputing have since allowed designers to create aircraft that are both stealthy and aerodynamic, without relying solely on radar-absorbent materials. Modern aircraft like the F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II utilize metals that are inherently radar-absorbent, eliminating the need for extensive radar-absorbent coatings. Lockheed Martin, the manufacturer of these aircraft, meticulously designed the Raptor with stealth in mind. Every detail, down to the hinges, is hidden. The airframe is shaped to scatter radar waves rather than reflect them back to the source. The leading edges of the aircraft are cooled, and the flat thrust vectoring nozzles reduce infrared emissions, giving heat-seeking missiles little to no heat to lock onto. Additionally, the Raptor's airframe is coated with radar-absorbent material that further diminishes its radar signature. To ensure these stealth features remain effective, the Raptor has a signature assessment system that alerts when its radar signature is degraded and requires repair. The result of all these features is a radar cross-section of just 0.0001 square meters, as mentioned earlier. The J-20 Mighty Dragon also employs a comprehensive approach to stealth. It features a chined forward body, a modified radar radome, a conductive canopy, and diverter supersonic inlets that obscure the engine from radar detection. The aircraft's flat fuselage bottom, internal weapons bay, and sawtooth edges on compartment doors all contribute to its stealth capabilities. The entire airframe is coated with radar-absorbent material. However, the J-20's canards, which are small wing-like structures near the nose, are often cited as a disadvantage in terms of stealth. There's an ongoing debate about how canards impact the stealth of a fighter jet. Given the decades-long head start the US has in stealth technology, it's unlikely that the J-20's stealth performance matches or exceeds that of the F-22, the better aircraft in terms of propulsion. When it comes to propulsion, both the Raptor and the Mighty Dragon are powered by twin engines. The F-22 uses two Pratt & Whitney F-119 PW100 augmented turbofan engines. These engines are closely spaced and incorporate pitch-axis thrust vectoring nozzles, which give the Raptor exceptional agility. Combined, they produce 70,000 pounds of thrust, as mentioned earlier, allowing the Raptor to reach speeds of up to Mach 2.25 with a service ceiling of 65,000 feet and a maximum range of 2,000 miles. The J-20, on the other hand, is currently powered by two Shenyang WS-10C afterburning turbofans. These engines produce a combined thrust of up to 66,000 pounds, which is 4,000 pounds less than the Raptor's engines. There are reports that a new propulsion system for the J-20 is in development, though, which could potentially enhance its performance. However, as it stands, the Raptor's propulsion system gives it a slight edge in terms of raw power and speed. The Chinese fighter jet achieves an impressive top speed of Mach 2, a service ceiling of 66,000 feet, and a remarkable maximum range of 3,400 miles. Talking about armament, both the F-22 Raptor and the J-20 Mighty Dragon maintain their stealth profiles by storing their weapons in internal bays. This design feature helps minimize their radar signatures, making them harder to detect by enemy systems. The F-22 Raptor has a main bay and two smaller bays. The main bay can carry 1,000-pound class GPS-guided Joint Direct Attack munitions, JDAMs. In the side bays, the Raptor can carry two AIM-9 Sidewinder missiles, which have a top speed of Mach 2.5 and a range of 22 miles. Additionally, the Raptor is equipped with an M61A2 Vulcan 20mm rotary cannon with 480 rounds, which was already mentioned, embedded in the airplane's right-wing root. The J-20 Mighty Dragon's main bay is similarly designed to house long-range air-to-air missiles like the PL-12 and precision-guided munitions such as the LS family. The two smaller lateral weapon bays, located behind the air inlets, are intended for short-range air-to-air missiles like the PL-10. When stealth isn't the top priority, both fighters can carry extra ammunition externally. The Raptor can handle up to 20,000 pounds of weapons on external hardpoints, while the J-20 has a total armament capacity of 24,000 pounds both internally and externally. However, unlike the Raptor, the Mighty Dragon does not have a rotary cannon. This gives the Raptor a significant edge in firepower, which is somewhat ironic considering the Chinese jet's formidable capabilities. But the Raptor's advantages don't stop there. In fact, the U.S. Air Force plans to invest heavily in upgrading the Raptor, ensuring it remains a dominant force for years to come. How the U.S. keeps upgrading its munitions. Just a few months ago, as the U.S. Air Force's sixth-generation fighter, the Next Generation Air Dominance, NGAD, began to take shape, there were plans to retire the F-22 Raptor. Currently, U.S. Air Force fighters face challenges in terms of range and payload, particularly in the Pacific region. The solution is the NGAD, and the program aims to address these issues head-on. The NGAD program plans to introduce 200 NGAD jets, along with 1,000 unmanned companion wingmen, with an estimated cost of $16 billion over the next 5 years for development alone. The Air Force justifies this substantial investment by claiming it will lower the cost per flying hour and ensure long-term sustainability. Moreover, it's seen as crucial to develop these capabilities before other global powers like China and Russia, which have similar timelines for their own sixth-generation aircraft, aiming for operational deployment by 2035 and full replacement of fifth-generation fighters by 2040. In July, Lockheed Martin teased the public with what could be the silhouette of the NGAD, hinting at its futuristic design. This follows similar accidental reveals by other countries, highlighting the competitive and secretive nature of advanced aircraft development. The NGAD is poised to embody the sixth generation of fighters, integrating 5 key technologies outlined in a 2022 congressional report: adaptive cycle engines, advanced airframe materials emphasizing stealth and thermal management, enhanced radar and tracking systems utilizing external cameras for heightened situational awareness, and innovative capabilities such as unmanned drones and directed energy countermeasures. These technologies represent a leap forward in aerial combat capabilities. Adaptive cycle engines promise greater efficiency and power, while advanced materials will enhance stealth and manage heat more effectively. Improved radar and tracking systems, alongside external cameras, will provide pilots with unprecedented situational awareness, crucial in modern warfare scenarios. Meanwhile, the integration of unmanned drones will complement manned fighters, enhancing mission flexibility and operational reach. Directed energy countermeasures offer potential defensive capabilities against emerging threats. In essence, NGAD aims not only to meet, but also to exceed the demands of future contested airspace battles. So, despite being the most superior fighter in the world, it seemed the F-22's time was nearing an end. However, these plans have now changed significantly. Instead of retiring the Raptor in 2040, the Air Force now plans to spend about $7.8 billion on upgrades, making the fighter more lethal than ever. The decision to extend the Raptor's service life highlights its unmatched superiority and the critical role it plays in U.S. air dominance. The planned upgrades will transform the Raptor into an even more formidable machine, potentially keeping it in service for much longer than initially anticipated. One of the most notable upgrades is the addition of Low Observable Infrared Search and Track (IRST) pods. Despite its superior performance, the Raptor's age means it has missed out on some of the crucial modern technologies that newer fighters, though generally inferior, possess. These upgrades are a testament to the Raptor's enduring value and the Air Force's commitment to maintaining air superiority. The possible transformation of the F-22. Technologies like Infrared Search and Track, IRST, are transforming modern air combat. IRST enables fighter jets to intelligently and passively search for, detect, track, classify, and prioritize multiple airborne targets, regardless of their position. This technology allows pilots to engage targets from great distances, giving them a significant strategic advantage. For a long time, the F-22 Raptor lacked this capability, but that's changing as new and updated IRST pods are now set to be installed on the fighter. In addition to IRST, the U.S. is developing new weapons that will further enhance the Raptor's capabilities. One of the most notable is the AIM-260 Joint Advanced Tactical Missile, JATM. This beyond visual range air-to-air missile is designed to counter advanced long-range missiles like China's PL-15. The AIM-260 promises to give American fighters an unrivaled edge in long-range engagements. Hypersonic missiles are another cutting-edge development. These missiles can travel at speeds exceeding Mach 5, making them nearly impossible for any military jet to outrun. Their incredible speed and destructive power could provide the F-22 with unprecedented strike capabilities. Directed energy weapons, such as laser and microwave systems, are also in the works. These weapons can destroy targets with pinpoint accuracy at a fraction of the cost and time of traditional munitions. Once these technologies are fully developed, they could be integrated into the F-22, making it even more formidable. The F-22 Raptor has long been recognized as the world's first fifth-generation fighter and the top air superiority fighter. It's a pioneering aircraft, stationed in Japan and posing a strategic challenge to China. With the upcoming upgrades, it's set to become even more problematic for the Asian power. China's J-20 Mighty Dragon, while advanced, will face a tougher adversary as the Raptor receives these enhancements. The strategic rivalry between the US and China will continue to play out in the skies, with both nations striving to maintain technological and tactical superiority. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.